Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtadar Khan, your host, and today I'm going to talk to you about the drama that is unfolding in Switzerland. JD Vance is there with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. I don't know why we are taking these two bandits out there. No one trusts them. In fact, the Iranians have said they do not trust them. It was in negotiations with them that Donald Trump surprised them with an attack. So they don't trust Jared Kushner or Witkoff. And right now, Jared Kushner is also the reason for revolts and protests and riots in Albania. So, but anyway, these two clowns are also there with JD Vance to negotiate with the Iranians. On the Iranian side, the people who have joined there are Ghalibaf, who is the Speaker of the House, who's closer to IRGC, and then you have Abbas Araghchi, who is the foreign minister. He, along with Masoud Pezeshkian, is considered the moderate side of the Iranian government. And so the negotiators are there, and the negotiations have started. Apparently, they are meeting right now as we speak. But the drama that took place there is stunning. And Donald Trump, on his part, is just completely lost it. He seems to have gone completely berserk and hammered. So I'm going to show you one to one of his Truth Social posts, and then I'm going to show you a slightly extended video from Fox News where Donald Trump actually made a phone call to Fox News and told them that he's going to destroy the Iranian. There will be no Iran country. He will take over Hormuz. So basically, he just kind of lost it. So I will show you that. But let me begin by showing you what I mean by Donald Trump screaming. Look, this is one of his today's posts. He says, Iran must immediately stop their highly paid proxies in Lebanon from causing trouble. If they don't, we will hit Iran very hard again, just like we did last week, only harder, President Donald J. Trump. So he's threatening Iran all of a sudden and saying that, okay, Hezbollah should stop provoking Israel because we can't control Israel. In fact, if I try to control Israel, the pro-Israeli forces will kick my ass right here in the United States. They are shouting at me. They are making fun of me. They are telling me that God is going to curse me. That's what the Israelis are saying, that God will curse Donald Trump. His own people in his own administration are saying America will not exist if it was not for Israel. The Republican Party has turned against him because they're all in the pocket of the Israeli lobby. Didn't he know that? When he took money from AIPAC and supporters of Israel, didn't he realize how much money they can give? And Donald Trump has completely lost it. Remember, a few days ago, I did a show as to how Iran and Israel were tearing him apart, and that seems to be a threat. He's losing his mind. Not that he had everything in place. Anyway, so let me show you some pictures and some videos of what's going on. So this first one is about JD Vance meeting and greeting Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Asim Munir. Both of them are here along with the Prime Minister of Qatar. And JD Vance cracks a joke, and I want to share the joke with you. But you must understand that this particular clip happens after Abbas Araghchi and the Iranians come to the venue, and then they refuse to be in a photo op with the Americans. They refuse to be in the opening remarks in the video with the Americans, partly, I guess, because of Donald Trump's threats, which I will show you. They're very serious threats that Donald Trump is making. So this is a picture of the Shehbaz Sharif meeting with the Iranian speaker and Abbas Araghchi. You can see from the left, the number 2 is Abbas Araghchi, number 4 is the Speaker of the House, and then you have Shehbaz Sharif and Asim Munir. And okay, this guy is also there. He's I guess, Naqvi, the Minister of Interior Affairs. So the Pakistani delegation seems to be there in full. They're not busy governing their own country. They seem to be very busy helping the United States negotiate with Iran. And so let me share the video that I was talking about with JD Vance.
Islamabad. I have joked that I have two very Prime Minister in Islamabad. I have joked that I have two very important people in my life, an Indian and a Pakistani. The Indian is my wife, and the Pakistani is Field Marshal Munir. And I've probably talked to Field Marshal Munir more than I've talked to anybody else over the last 3 months. Would not be here without his statesmanship. He is, of course, a great military leader, but I think he's shown himself to be a great diplomat. And, of course, who's an amazing friend, Prime Minister and his.
So let me give you some background for those of you who are not used to Americans. American speakers are constantly under pressure to be funny. I don't know why it is, whether you're a professor, whether you are a speaker, whether you're a president, everybody is under pressure to crack a joke or say something that is smart, clever, and funny. And so J.D. Vance is trying to be smart, clever, and funny. And so basically, he's trying to thank the Pakistani delegation for a lot of hard work that they have done. And he does say something very interesting. He says that I have talked to Asim Munir more than I have talked to anybody else in the past few months, which means more than Marco Rubio, more than President Trump, perhaps. Anyway, so he says that there are two important people in my life. One is my wife, who is from India, and Asim Munir, who is from Pakistan. I mean, basically, he has not spoken to anybody from India, Jaishankar or Modi or anybody else about this issue. So he is kind of highlighting the importance of Pakistan in the ongoing negotiations. But this meeting is interesting. The person who is on the left of Shehbaz Sharif is the Prime Minister of Qatar. He's, I think, the brain behind the Qatari role in the negotiations. And I'm going to share with you another fascinating video about the Prime Minister of Qatar. Okay, and watch carefully what happened. And on the social media, this is being interpreted in a particular way. I will tell you how it's being interpreted on the social media, and I'll also give you my own take on this. This is Shehbaz Sharif. So in the beginning, you can see that Shehbaz Sharif is standing with J.D. Vance on his right and Asim Munir on his left, and then the Prime Minister of Qatar comes into the room, walks straight to Shehbaz Sharif and hugs Shehbaz Sharif, does not shake hands with J.D. Vance, meets with Asim Munir, and guess what? He just stands there. J.D. Vance says something to him, but not shaking hands with him. And a lot of people on the social media are interpreting this as humiliation of the United States, that the Qataris are insulting the United States, especially after Donald Trump said such wonderful things about the Emir of Qatar on his flight to Europe. And then he had his public meeting with the Emir of Qatar. And now for him to be not even shaking hands with the Prime Minister of Qatar is astonishing, really. If that is the case, it is quite possible that they might have just met a few minutes ago, and this is an editing trick. And why would the Qataris, who are in these negotiations, they want these negotiations to go well? More than anybody else, Qatar is keen that there is peace and stability in the region. They have shut down their gas production, and it seems that the Qataris have been set back by 5 years. It will take them 5 years to come back to where they were before the war. So why would they try to piss off J.D. Vance? I don't know. If this was somebody from UAE, then I could understand that, but not the Qataris, because the UAE is kind of unhappy with this whole ceasefire business. They would have wanted, like Israel, for the US to continue attacking and destroying Iran. But there are other pictures that I do want to share with you, which are very important. So this is, but before this, sorry, let me pull this back. Before this, I want you to see this picture. This is being hailed as something very historical, because this is the first time that you have two people of such high level, the foreign minister of Iran and the vice president of the United States, in the same room. This has never happened. Iranians have negotiated with Americans in the past, but never at this level. So you can see that is J.D. Vance is right there in the back. Behind Shehbaz Sharif's head, you can see is J.D. Vance. He's looking straight at who is coming to meet with Shehbaz Sharif, and it is Abbas Araghchi. it seems that Shahbaz Sharif speaks many languages. He's fluent enough in English, but he also speaks Urdu and Punjabi, and he speaks Arabic very well. And I don't know whether he speaks Persian or not, but there was a translator there. So after this meeting, Abbas Arakchi basically says, and so does Ghalibaf, that they are not going to have any photo op with the Americans, and they walk away. And this is the video of them walking away. So there is a lot of drama taking place in Lucille, but nevertheless, after all these formalities have been taken place, and Iranians have made their symbolic disgust for the Americans apparent. We don't want to be in your room with you. We don't want to shake hands with you. We don't want to be in a photograph with you, blah, blah, blah. Then they go ahead and essentially have their dialogue. And so now I'm going to play that critical video of Fox News that will give you a full idea of what really is happening with Donald Trump. He's just going crazy. Just listen to this whole thing, and I'll keep commenting in the between.
Talks that are taking place in Switzerland and the threats. Yeah, hey guys, good morning. I just spoke with President Trump for more than 20 minutes, and he gave...
So he spoke to President Trump for 20 minutes. He's in Tel Aviv, by the way. Donald Trump is calling a fact, Fox News reporter who is in Tel Aviv.
Some new insight and reaction about the ongoing talks that are taking place in Switzerland and the threats coming from the Iranian regime. President Trump telling Fox News that the U.S. may take over the strait in the future if they have to and collect tolls. The president described this as the United States being the guardian angel of the Strait of Hormuz.
I mean, just listen to this threat. Listen to what he's saying.
Future, if they have to, and collect tolls. The president described this as the United States being the guardian angel of the Strait of Hormuz and the Middle East.
So apparently Trump is telling a reporter of Fox News. This is not himself on camera. This is not him posting it on his Truth Social, but he's bragging to a reporter, knowing fully well that he's going to go on air and say these things. So he tells the reporter that we're going to take the Strait of Hormuz. If you could take the Strait of Hormuz, why would there even be all these negotiations and the memorandum of understanding and discussions? All the US could do was blockade it. Just block Iranian ships or Chinese ships from going in and out. They could not take the Strait of Hormuz. If you remember, for nearly 2-3 weeks, Donald Trump begged Europeans to come and help him take it. He could not do it himself. So he talked and talked and talked about how we have destroyed the Iranian Air Force, we've destroyed the Iranian Navy, we have destroyed all their boats, they cannot do anything. And yet he could not open the Strait of Hormuz. And he said so during the G7 meeting, that if I allowed this to happen, there would be a complete collapse of the global economy because of the price of oil was going up. And like I told you guys before in the past, that if this blockade continues into July, when the surplus, the strategic reserves of the US and other countries, and China has basically saved the world. But up to a point, once the strategic reserves go down, then you would have this massive, massive disaster for all of them going forward. So that's one reason why he claims that he has accepted this memorandum of understanding. I mean, the Iranians must be laughing about this. There is a report that came out which says that the Iranians have included in their delegation a old people psychologist, a psychiatrist who treats people who are old and senile, and they are taking his advice to deal with Donald Trump, and they seem to be doing pretty okay. But it's fascinating. Just listen to all the stuff he had to say.
The president said ultimately that would involve the U.S. taking 20% of the oil that passes through the strait. Remember, this comes in reaction.
So not only is the U.S. going to take over the Strait of Hormuz, they're going to take 20% of the oil. So they're going to take UAE's oil, Saudi Arabia's oil, which is going to India, which is going to China. India is the biggest importer oil from there. 85% of Indian oil and gas comes from this region. So who is going to pay for it? The price is going to go through the roof if the United States is going to basically charge 20% of the oil as toll. This is so fascinating. I mean, why would he say such stupid thing? It shows how desperately frustrated and angry he has become. That's the thing. That he has become so
to the
frustrated
Iranians,
and angry.
saying they will close the Strait of Hormuz in response to Israeli strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon. President Trump tells Fox News he spoke with Iranian officials overnight and said, you close it and you won't have a country. He went on to tell these officials, you won't even make it back to your effing country. Now, earlier today, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian said this about Iranian enrichment of uranium. The president also reacting to that. Take a listen.